Hey guys, this is Dabu7. I want to share with you guys here some footage of all the flooding going down in Illinois and Missouri. For those that missed it, I put out a live stream on Dabu777 showing some aerial footage. I'm going to leave some extra aerial footage at the end of this video showing you guys the damage done from all this flooding in the area. And that footage was from West Alton. What you're looking at here is on the way in, 64 West, you can see homes flooded already, underwater. And this was a sign heading in that things were going to be pretty bad when we got closer to St. Louis. You can see here, homes way out there, flooded out. And it looks like a lake. This here, a military vehicle that I rolled up on, entering one of these gas stations down there, and it wasn't occupied by any troops. It didn't have any official military markings on it. And when I was pumping gas, I did watch an older couple in plain clothes come out and hop in the vehicle. But there's people down here helping to haul sandbags and all types of other stuff. I was just keeping an eye out for who may be operating and what, especially with the story of international troops showing up and operating in Missouri. 5 of them killed in these floods, and that's a big story I did a video on. Keep an eye out for that following this one. And you can see here, crossing the Mississippi, heading in to St. Louis, all the buildings on this side were completely flooded out. As the water had continued to rise at this point as I was making my way into town. It was also just as I hit the road that I had heard word about the story on international troops. And when I came down through here off the highway, before we got there, there was different equipment staged at what looks to be like storage facilities. There was no other indication that this was a military base. It just had some storage containers that you could see here, a few of them in camo, and then it had different trucks lined up. A lot of them carrying this plain color that you can see right here, almost like the desert color. But all of this equipment was stationed near the airport. Wanted to just point that out. And for all the military that was supposed to be there to help, I surely didn't see anywhere sandbagging anything at any spot at any time while I was in town. This is a spot at the West Lake Landfill I covered in a separate video as well. This is where all the Manhattan Project waste was buried, and all this water running right off of it down and into this drain. Like I said, I did a video regarding that solely, as well as one on the international troops. I think these are important topics we need to stay on top of, and important things that are going down here in Missouri. And this was on 67 North, I believe. You could see houses flooded out here, and roads completely flooded out as well, as you can see here, all the way around, with them just getting the power back up here. And this is just near the bridge. You can see the whole river has just swelled out and covered this whole area, making it look like a lake. You can see Riverlands Bird Sanctuary located down there. This is the back of the store, all the way around. I mean, it looks like a lake. In the road, completely covered. See the water rushing across it. And this is what it's done to a lot of areas down here. This whole area unaccessible. With a look across the other side of the roadway from the store, see buildings here. What is this? This is Abbott Machine Company underwater. a look at the roadways in and out of there. And look at this. There's massive flooding in this area. As we can see here, another home or a small building that has been flooded. Looks like someone's house with a basketball goal next to it has been completely flooded out. And this was a road that was flooded, believe it or not, and this is how they were getting around. With many homes in the flats of this area suffering the same fate. And now I'll share some aerial footage of some of the damage done and some of these homes that have been hit. And now we'll get a shot of all this from the sky. And as I had said before, I did a live stream over on Dabu 777 for those that missed it. But I did launch from the same spot. I did go out a little bit further in the live stream and had a couple different shots that you'll find in that video that you won't find here in this clip. But this says it all right here. West Alton. The Mississippi River flooding. This is West Alton sits right there at the border of Illinois and Missouri. As you can see here, all of this flooded out. All of this right here is actually the other road going the other way. Once we got down here so far, we were told you cannot go back the other way. There's only one way out. It's toward Alton, and then you had to take 3 down and around to get back out. So it was one way in at this point, and you could see all of this completely underwater, all of this underwater, everything. All of this, all these roadways. And that's toward the bridge you've seen in the other shot down here. This is where that bridge was situated. You could see everything flooded out. Just to give you guys a bit of an idea of how bad it is down here in this area. Make a move across the roadway here. You can see all these houses, everything down through here, underwater. Actually talked with some folks at the store, was asking them about, the international troops and other damage, if they seen any military down here whatsoever, National Guard that was supposed to come in and help. They said no. There was none of that. I seen not any of it, or I'd be showing you the footage of it. Seen no help, seen these people dealing with this themselves. I mean, I'm sure there's areas down there where they are helping, but a majority of these people are on their own, and all the help that they can get is needed. It's not too smart, I would say, to live in a floodplain area here. If you're going to live in Missouri, make sure that you're living in an area that is on higher elevation, because you do not want to have to deal with this. You can see all those houses down there just completely flooded out, man. So that's a look from the sky. An aerial shot of all the damage done down here in the West Alton area. Keep an eye out for more footage. And remember, I put a video out on the Westlake Landfill covering all the stuff there. I also put out a story in regards to these international troops, and I think it is important that people pay attention to this, because we have international troops from all kinds of different countries coming in here, and they were quietly training for military policing and for chemical weapons defense here in this country, and there wasn't a word said about it. Nobody knew much of what was going on until the announcement that these troops got swept away in these floodwaters and that they were killed. Come to find out, they're from Jordan, Egypt, all these other places. And also, keep an eye out for exclusive drone footage from our trip this year to Area 51. I'll be dropping the first ever drone footage of Area 51. As legal as you're going to be able to get it. But for what it's worth, it had never been done. It was the first time it had been done that I know of. And although it's not a whole lot, It was an attempt. We did it. And I'm going to drop that footage on Dabu 777 here on this last day of 2015. So keep an eye out for that as well. You'll stay safe out there. I'll continue to report on all these events. This has been Dabu 7. Much love.